Today our focus is on beans. We've had so many people writing into us via our website asking for vegetarian dishes, so we thought we'd give you this lovely bean recipe to add to your repertoire. Now we're using butter beans, and there's so many things that we can do with them, and in the shops when you buy them they're known as kidney beans, and this is what they're like raw. And you could also use these sugar beans which we have here. Now, the first thing to remember is that they need to be soaked. The best way to cook these beans is to use a whole packet of them so that the rest don't go to waste, and to put them in a bowl, and you must use a large size bowl, and then cover them with boiling water. Now, if you're in a rush, you can use them after about 2 hours, but it's actually best to soak them overnight. And now this is what they look like. Once they've been soaked, they're much softer. And here is what they look like once they've been cooked. Now this recipe we're using is a butter bean, butternut and tomato, and it's excellent for a main course for a vegetarian. And what you do is you take your 500 grams of beans that have been soaked and you put them into a large pot, and then you add a liter of water with our vegetable stock. Here's our vegetable stock. Now, you used to be told that you never salt your beans, but that is not today. Now you must add the salt because it softens them and gives them flavor. And we have salt in our vegetable stock, so you don't need to add any extra salt. Now these beans need to cook for about 2 hours, and just test them afterwards because it might not be long enough, but they must be nice and tender when they are finished. So here I've already cooked them. I had also added a sprig of rosemary when we cooked these. Now once they have been cooked, you pour off the water, or the stock that they've cooked in, and you just reserve about half a cup to a cup of liquid, and then you pour that back in. And then what we're using is our sun-dried tomato coat and cook sauce. We're going to add that. The tikka curry sauce is also very delicious with this. It goes very well with the butternut. So we're pouring that in. And our butternut, which we've just cubed. It's about 2 cups of butternut go in here. And then we're going to add 2 tomatoes, which I'm going to grate. Now, grating a tomato is much easier than having to put the tomato into boiling water and to remove the skin that way. It takes far too much time. And you can see, you just hold it against the grater with the flat of your hand, and the skin that remains is just as thin as if you were using boiling water. And you can discard that, and you just start off with half a tomato, and you just use almost a circular movement to grate it. And we're going to put that into the pot. There we go. And then we're going to cook this for a further 20 to 30 minutes until the butternut is tender. Right, here is our delicious butter bean, butternut and tomato main course. And it's very healthy today. We've got some cream cottage cheese and shea butter bread, and this makes a perfect meal. What I've also done is just taken a few tomatoes, baby tomatoes, and flash fried them in some olive oil, and that just adds to it. And then of course lots of fresh flat leaf parsley, and there you have it, the perfect meal.